So YouTube are doing a monetization update to their channels, specifically around AI content. And as you know that I have dabbled with AI content and continue to do so, it's a topic that I thought I would give a little bit of my thoughts on. For those that maybe aren't aware, here's exactly what's going to happen. YouTube's latest monetization update, which is going into effect on the 15th of July 2025, specifically targets mass-produced or repetitious content, which often includes low-effort AI videos. Now, understandably, some creators are worried about this, and other creators are overly celebrating to the point of that they've won a war on terror. But what do I think? I'm going to break down the good points, break down the bad points, and come up with my own conclusion. Once again, these are all my own personal opinions, and your thoughts will differ from mine. I would say let me know in the comments what you think, but two reasons why that can't happen. One, this topic gets me tons of abuse, so the comments instantly get disabled. And two, yeah, I have a feeling which side you guys would fall on. So yeah, can't deal with the abuse right now. So let's dive in and talk about some of the points. The good point is that it seems like YouTube is finally taking a bit of a crackdown and trying to update their policies for a more modern environment. And YouTube is doing what a lot of big companies should be doing but aren't, looking at their policies and trying to update them for a world that is constantly evolving and changing in terms of content creation. It specifically wants to get rid of mass-produced or repetitious content. Now, a lot of people have jumped to the conclusion of this means reaction videos. It doesn't mean reaction videos. It just means content that is content for content's sake. There's no thought behind it, there's no rationale behind it, it's just out there and it just floods the channels. So essentially, I'm trying to think of it like your email folder. You've got your primary inbox and then you've got an inbox for spam. The mass-produced or repetitious content is essentially all the emails that you would put into your spam folder. So they're trying to make sure that you don't get spammed with repetitious content and you get the content that you want to watch. So if you like the mass-produced content, that will essentially become your primary content. If you don't like the mass-produced content, it will become your spam content, where you won't find it and you won't watch it. And if you're not doing that anyway, it shouldn't be a problem. The other good point is that it's putting YouTube in the masses' good graces. A lot of people have commended this YouTube policy change because it means in their heads that AI content is going to stop. I'll go into the points of why this isn't necessarily the case in the next part, but from what the headlines have been saying, everybody's jumping on it and seeing this as a win for authentic content creation, aka people that don't use AI. They're seeing it as a moral victory and a fight against AI slop essentially coming in and taking their work from them. If that's the way that you like to see it, cool, more power to you. And finally, its main aim is to improve content quality. YouTube has always been an ever-growing platform. Videos that were out back in 2008 don't have the same quality as they do now in modern day. So it's trying to push forward high-quality, engaging content, which has always been YouTube's drive in the first place. And if you're on the YouTube Partner Program and you've read the terms and conditions, you do realise that it doesn't really seem to have that big of an effect right now. If you are making high quality content, you essentially have nothing to worry about. If you're making content which they don't see as high quality or engaging, then you won't make money off it anyway, because you never have. YouTube's always been clear with that they've wanted high quality content. You don't make high quality content, it doesn't get the views, it doesn't get the views, it doesn't get the traction, you don't break those YouTube barriers for the partner program, and you don't make money off it. So every creator should be striving to create high quality content regardless of this policy change or not. So then we're going to look into the bad points of why this policy might be not exactly the best idea, because it has potential impact on those who use AI to help generate legitimate content. In my own case, you know that I experiment with AI. I've integrated it into my process, but it's not the be all and end all. It's a tool to help me come up with ideas, maybe assist with thumbnail ideas, YouTube titles, descriptions. Essentially, it helps me with the parts that I have always struggled with on YouTube and makes me feel a bit more confident about it. But there are people who want to get content out there that just don't have a clue how to create content in the first place, or just like doing things as a hobby, and they just want to get their ideas out to the world. So they use a bit more AI to try and get it done. Does that mean that this content is going to be banned? Maybe. It's in the sense of it could be banned if it's just seen as basic slop, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Another point is the confusion that this has created. I'm not the only guy that's made a video about this. There are videos that are much better than mine, with much larger audiences, and a lot of content creating spaces that is talking about YouTube's new monetization update. And they're in the same boat as me. They're pretty confused as to what's going on. Because the bottom line is we don't know what's going to happen until this is updated on the 15th of July. Will it be a totalitarian update where loads of content gets taken down? Probably not. But will it impact people who use AI on a day-to-day basis to try and create content on YouTube? That is a possibility. But there are apps that are going to be coming out soon that are related to YouTube that actually use AI in their content. So it does feel like a bit of a double standard. And what exactly counts as mass-produced or repetitious? I've given my thoughts on it, but I could very easily be wrong. I am human, I am prone to making mistakes. And there's lots of grey areas around it. Like most things, AI sees things in a black and white. Most people see the shades of grey in between and will try and constantly cut corners to make content that could still be classed as mass-produced and repetitious, but gets around these certain policies. And the next bad point is something that's more for the creators who hate AI. It's not going to stop AI content altogether. That's your dream, to have AI completely wiped off the face of the earth, but it's not going to happen. AI is everywhere now. It's a part of daily life. It's the same as when CGI came into the movies. It's the same as when people started using GarageBand to create songs. Hell, if you want to go even further back, it's the same as when people started using typewriters to write instead of using their own hand. Anytime there's an update that makes a process smoother or easier, the old guard always see it as not right, or you're not a certain thing. Use AI, you're not a content creator. Use GarageBand, you're not a musician. Use a typewriter, you're not a writer. That's the way it's always going to be. Anytime there is new technology, there is a knee-jerk techno-fear reaction. People don't want to use it, that's fine. But it's starting to turn into more of a witch hunt than anything else. To the point where if you even say that you've used AI in any way, shape or form, I'm going to put dollars to donuts that you'll get tied to a stake and burned. It's not going to solve the AI problem that people seem to have. It's words in the terms and conditions. If you break those terms and conditions, then you wouldn't get your video monetized anyway. The same with any video that you create on YouTube. You'll have to fill out all the specifics. If you upload a video to YouTube and want to get it monetized, then YouTube will review it and decide whether you give it the green light to earn money or don't. So is the YouTube monetization going to completely revolutionize the channel? Honestly, I don't think so. Like any change, it's always incremental. It's going to be step by step. There'll be trial and error. It'll be assessed on feedback from creators, social media, and all the other things that YouTube needs to take into account when they implement a change. For those creating content with AI, if you're using it sporadically like I am, essentially you have nothing to worry about. Or if you're using AI on a channel that isn't being monetized anyway, once again, you have nothing to worry about. If your channel isn't monetized, keep experimenting with AI content. Keep experimenting with different forms of content that don't use AI. That's the whole part of your channel. When it's not monetized, you have a lot more freedom. You can do what you want and you don't need to worry about it. If your channel is monetized, that's when you have to be a bit more careful. You've got to watch about using video, images, even if they're AI or not. It's just going to be trial and error. Read the updates, try and implement it into your own way of working, but most importantly, just keep creating the content. YouTube won't want to stop you creating content, because if you stop creating content, they won't run ads on said content and they won't make money. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.